Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setup for today. So the crazy volatility yesterday was driven by noise, and the noise was by the Fed chairman telling the Senate to forget about looking at the economy in the traditional way, that the world has changed, and things like jobs number are not important, money flow is not important. So there's a lot going on yesterday from a noise perspective, which was just whipsawing the market into the frenzy that we saw yesterday. I think the key thing at the moment, and we have off this top, this is a 3.9% pullback at the moment off the top. Not a massive move down, but we have found some support here with this massive pin bar, but then straight away into a range bar. So key thing here is on this swing low. Let me just do that so it doesn't glare at us too much. So we had this double bottom here, and we rallied off that. Look at my oscillators. I look at my oscillators at the moment, and they have crossed over. So you can look at where the crossover was previously. You can see on that 8-hour range bar there was a crossover, but we had this engulfing, well, piercing pattern here. So at the moment, if you look at price now, we've got pin bar with a inside bar. So that is a bullish setup with the oscillators crossing over like that. So at the moment, if you look at the 8-hour trend is still up, we should be looking to buy. This probably was a good area to buy, but I think emotionally that would have been a very difficult buy, because we were falling like a stone. Right, so at the moment, looking at the 3-hour, we are back at the 155 EMA here, and you can see we've been there for a while. We've fallen below it, now we're back on it. Now the big question we should be asking ourselves is this going to reject, or is this going to break above and find support? So for me, the longs are going to need to basically get above this level of 38.85, find some support there, which would then find support on the 155 and the 3-hour, and then possibly get a crossover on the lower moving averages. So that would give my confirmation at the moment. Right now, we had this sort of rounding top pattern. I just want to see whether that played out. I suppose we could. That's closest, damn it. That definitely played out, so I don't think we need to worry about that structure anymore. The only structure we need to worry about right now is these big bars here, well, this big bar here and this inside bar. Is that the indication that this move is done? Okay, and look at the diversions here as well. There, and price is moving down. So there's a lot indicating that we need to be looking for longs on this at the moment. If we go to the 1 hour, the structure is pretty much the same. So you can see we are below the moving averages, pointing down, and look at the diversions to the opposite direction here. That's continuation diversions there. So that's kind of what we need to be paying attention to. So I'm just going to use this one here. And look to the left, you can see what I've done. Just pulled it up to this level. That's where price is. Price needs to break out of that in a direction, one way or another. So there are short scalps on offer at the moment. Let me take that back. Moving down to the 15-minute, there are no short scalps on offer. Looking at the hour, there are some short scalps on offer, but you're going to need a break below 38.70. I personally think we're probably going to target 3900 again today. Whether that's going to hold or not is another story. But the fact that we fell all the way down to 3800 just based on noise just brings back the volatility that we've been experiencing in this market last year. So there are little gaps as well further down. Yeah, if I look at the Dow Jones is telling me just to stay well away from this market. The S&P500, I'm not entirely convinced at the moment. On the 15-minute, look at the moving averages, they are flat. So I would say there are two scenarios at play here. The first one to the downside, which is a break and retest of 38.70. Then the question is, where we're going to come down to. Are we just going to come down to test some of these inside bars here, or are we coming down to test this 3800 area again? So that's the one scenario. The other scenario is, I would say, a break above 38.85, but the challenge is you're going to have this potential double top here, which is going to act as resistance. So maybe a break above 38.94, that's going to target 3900, but then we need a break and retest of 3900. So at this stage, I think I'm still going to sit on the sidelines. I haven't really done a trade this week at all, and well, actually, it's been a while. I think the last trade was Monday last week or Tuesday last week. So, which is fine. We need to wait for the setups. We need to wait for the decent setups before we get in on the trade. So it could be something brewing at the moment. A very good chance that something is brewing at the moment. But we'll have to just wait and see what's going to transpire here. I think we're back in a zone of consolidation, which is this area here that we've drawn in. And just by going up to the highest time frames, you can see it was a little bit of consolidation, but just above it, there's a big area of consolidation there. So, the question is, are we going to reject this area? So it's 38.94. If we reject it, another move to the downside. If we get above it and sort of start finding support there, and I expect that to happen if we do get above it, I expect it to bounce around until everything starts lining up for the move to the upside. So at the moment, there's still confusion. Could also just swing below, give us a big inverse head and shoulders here as well. Or alternatively, we could just form a bigger range here. So there's just still too much confusion for me at the moment to get in and pick a direction. So what we will definitely be doing is looking at the lower time frames. So that is the key to this. But if we have massive swings like this, I'm not interested in it. We'll be sitting on the sideline. I'm looking for organized chaos, if you get my drift. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. It's really a wait and see one. Money in pocket, and if I see something, I will put it up in the Telegram channel. But until that point, we will wait to see what transpires. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you bright and breezy tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.